At Lowe's, our members get more. With the My Lowe's Rewards programs, you can shop member-only deals for your home and business every week. Plus, members earn points on eligible purchases. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply.
Hey there, it's Ryan Seacrest for Safeway. It's stock up savings time. Now through March 27th, spring in for store-wide deals and earn 4 times the points. Look for in-store tags to earn on eligible beverage items from San Pellegrino and Pepsi, or breakfast favorites like Chobani Greek Yogurt, Dan and Oikos Yogurt, and Pete's Coffee, plus many more. Then clip the offer in our app for automatic event-long savings. Stack up those rewards to save even more. Restrictions apply. Visit Safeway.com for more details.
Hello, I'm Abby Delk, and I'm a producer here at Wonder Media Network. I'm so excited to be guest hosting this episode of Womanica. This month, we're talking about architects. These women held fast to their visions for better futures, found potential in negative space, and built their creations from the ground up. Imagine a world where sidewalks are more than just pavement pathways from point A to point B, where buildings are beings and cities have spirit, where neighborhoods are seen as living organisms. This world existed within the mind of today's Womanican. Let's meet Jane Jacobs. Jane was born in 1916 in Scranton, Pennsylvania. From an early age, she began to poke the systems around her to see how they budged, challenging traditional norms and embracing exploration head-on. She experimented with power, harnessing a boldness that had her expelled from 3rd grade for refusing to brush her teeth. Jane rode this streak of resistance across her lifetime, though the stakes got a bit higher. Jane never attended college, instead enrolling in business school where she learned stenography and tried her hand as a secretary. But she dreamed of becoming a writer. She knew what she had to do, or rather, what she was capable of. So, Jane left the secretary desk behind and moved to New York City. She got right to work, writing for Vogue, Iron Age, and finally, Architectural Forum. Her curiosity peaked as she spent time honing her understanding of urban planning and design. She fell in love with buildings, asking questions like, why were they built this way? And who were they built for? In the mid-20th century, American cities were undergoing massive transformations. Urban planners and developers were championing large-scale projects that often involved bulldozing neighborhoods to make way for highways and high-rise buildings. But Jane saw things differently. She believed that cities should be designed for the people who live in them, not just for cars or commerce. She vocalized her perspective in a speech she gave at Harvard in 1956, titled, "Downtown is for People." She told the crowd, "Consider what makes a city center magnetic. What can inject the gaiety, the wonder, the cheerful hurly-burly that makes people want to come into the city and to linger there? For magnetism is the crux of the problem. All downtown's values are its byproducts. To create in it an atmosphere of urbanity and exuberance is not a frivolous aim." The speech attracted urbanists far and wide, ultimately culminating in Jane earning a Rockefeller Foundation grant. That money launched her first book. The Death and Life of Great American Cities, published in 1961, challenged conventional wisdom about urban planning. She criticized the urban renewal projects of the time, arguing that they destroyed the social fabric of communities. Instead, she advocated for mixed-use development, walkable streets, and vibrant public spaces. During the 1950s and 60s, Jane's perspective was in direct opposition to New York City Parks Commissioner at the time, Robert Moses. His ideas on urban planning were shaped around the destructive notion of bulldoze and replace, which countered Jane's angle entirely. One of Jane's most famous battles was her fight against Robert's proposed Lower Manhattan Expressway, a project that would have cut through several neighborhoods, including Greenwich Village, Jane's own neighborhood. In 1955, she'd received a flyer from the Committee to Save Washington Square Park. It alerted folks that the park, an important gathering space for the community, would be paved over for a roadway. Jane jumped into action. Robert Moses' plans always came to fruition. Jane made sure this one didn't. She staged protests, delivered speeches, wrote letters to elected officials, and enlisted all kinds of supporters, from local kids to Eleanor Roosevelt. Due to her unshakable activism and leadership, the project was ultimately defeated, saving countless homes and preserving the character of downtown Manhattan. Jane left the U.S. in the late 60s in protest of the Vietnam War. She moved with her husband to Toronto, Canada, where she continued her advocacy for community-centered urban design. 2 years into her residency there, Jane helped lead the Stop Spadina campaign, which protested against the construction of a major highway through the heart of the city. Her dedication to advocacy continued to grow during her time there. She published 5 books between the years of 1969 and 2000. Throughout her lifetime, her work was recognized by way of numerous accolades, including the Order of Canada, which is the country's highest civilian honor. Jane passed away in Toronto in 2006 at the age of 89. Her legacy lives on in the bustling, people-first neighborhoods that reflect her vision. Her revolutionary view on architecture will be remembered through the numerous works that she published over her lifetime. She stood up to powerful developers and reimagined urban spaces to better serve the people living in them. Her rebellious elementary school years sowed the seed for the influential powerhouse that she became. She wore her visions proud. She taught us that cities are not just collections of buildings and roads, but living, breathing communities shaped by the people who call them home. All month, we're talking about architects. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Jenny and Liz Kaplan for having me as a guest host. Talk to you tomorrow.
Hey there, it's Ryan Seacrest for Safeway. It's stock up savings time. Now through March 27th, spring in for store-wide deals and earn 4 times the points. Look for in-store tags to earn on eligible snacks like Outshine fruit bars and Ritz crackers, or sweet treat favorites like Nestle drumsticks, Nerds gummy clusters, and Lindor chocolates, plus many more. Then clip the offer in our app for automatic event-long savings. Stack up those rewards to save even more. Restrictions apply. Visit Safeway.com for more details.
It's tax season, and by now, I know we're all a bit tired of numbers. But here's an important one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Here's another, 20%. That's the overall increase in identity theft related to tax fraud in 2024 alone. But it's not all grim news. Here's a good number, 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's US-based restoration specialists will fix it, backed by another good number, the $1 Million Protection Plan. In fact, restoration is guaranteed or your money back. Don't face identity theft and financial losses alone. There's strength in numbers with LifeLock Identity Theft Protection for tax season and beyond. Join now and save up to 40% your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code IHEART or go to lifelock.com/iHeart for 40% off. Terms apply.